They say you have to have money to make money. But if that were true, how did people like Howard Schultz, who grew up in public housing, or Elon Musk, who once slept on a couch, or Sarah Blakely, who started Spanx with just $5,000, end up building billion-dollar empires? The truth is, money helps, but it's not the starting point. The most powerful currency you have isn't cash. It's courage, creativity, and consistency. Most people never start because they believe they're already behind. They think, I can't invest. I don't have enough money. I'll start a business once I save more. The rich always get richer because they already have everything. That belief keeps millions stuck. The phrase, you have to have money to make money, is half true. Because yes, money accelerates opportunities, but it doesn't create them. Opportunities are created by people who take smart risks, use creativity, and make consistent decisions even when they have little to start with. Think about it. Every billionaire once had one thing in common with you: 24 hours a day. Howard Schultz, the man who turned Starbucks into a global giant, wasn't born rich. He grew up in the Brooklyn projects. His father worked low-paying jobs and struggled after losing his job due to injury. As a kid, Howard saw his family struggle, and he promised himself he'd create a company that treated people better. Years later, while working for a small coffee company called Starbucks, which then sold coffee beans only, he visited Italy and saw the espresso culture. He had a vision: bring that cafe experience to America, but he didn't have money to start. He tried to convince investors, and 217 of them said no. Only a few said yes. He scraped together what he could, poured everything into his dream, and built what we now know as Starbucks. Howard Schultz didn't have money to make money. He had a story, a vision, and the courage to keep knocking when the world said no. When Elon Musk sold PayPal, he earned $180 million. You might think, see, he had money to make money. But here's what most people miss. He risked all of it. He put $100 million into SpaceX, $70 million into Tesla, and $10 million into Solar City. That left him with nothing for himself, not even rent money. He wasn't buying luxury. He was investing in vision. When everyone laughed at the idea of electric cars and private rockets, Musk doubled down. And now, Tesla is worth hundreds of billions, and SpaceX dominates the commercial space race. Having money doesn't make you successful. Knowing what to do with it does. Sarah Blakely started Spanx with just $5,000 in savings. She was selling fax machines door to door. But one night she cut the feet off her pantyhose because she wanted smoother lines under white pants, and that sparked her billion-dollar idea. No investors, no fancy office, no money, just an idea and a relentless will to make it happen. When she couldn't afford models or marketing, she modeled her own product. When department stores ignored her, she pitched them herself. Sarah didn't wait for money. She used resourcefulness instead of resources. And that's the biggest difference between the rich and everyone else. The rich act before they feel ready. If you believe you need money to make money, you're already behind because you're giving up your greatest power, the ability to start small. Wealth begins in your habits, not your wallet. You might not afford real estate today, but you can start learning about it. You might not own a business yet, but you can start building your skill online. You might not have $10,000 to invest, but you can automate $5 a week into an S&P 500 ETF. Every small decision compounds. That's how millionaires are built. Not overnight, but over time. The wealthiest people didn't wait to have enough. They started with what they had and learned to multiply it. Here's the secret every wealthy person knows. Money grows where attention flows. If you focus on saving, you'll become good at saving. If you focus on earning, you'll find new ways to earn. If you focus on learning, you'll grow exponentially. Compounding doesn't just apply to money. It applies to skills, networks, and knowledge. You might start today with nothing but time, but if you compound your learning, your experience, and your consistency, your time will turn into money. People love to say, they just got lucky. But luck only helps those who are ready when opportunity comes. Howard Schultz got lucky, but only because he was prepared with a vision. Sarah Blakely got lucky, but only after years of rejection. Elon Musk got lucky, but only after betting everything he had. The poor wait for luck. The wealthy create opportunities. The rich don't start rich. They start focused. The real formula is simple. Mindset, skills, execution, money, impact. Money is step 4, not step 1. If you skip the first 3, you'll never reach real wealth. When you build your skills and mindset, money becomes a byproduct, not the goal. So next time someone says, you have to have money to make money, tell them this. You don't need money. You need momentum. Start small. Invest your time, not your fear. Create value, not excuses. Because the truth is, wealth doesn't start in your bank account. It starts in your mind. If this message inspired you, drop a light bulb emoji in the comments. Tell me what's the one thing you'll start today to build your wealth. And don't forget to follow for more success stories and money truths every week.